Back inside the Collins Arena, getting set for action. Second game of our doubleheader. Brian Goudsworth, Tim Catalfamo with you as you get a look at the Cumberland Dukes, just introduced as their starting lineup. And here is the five on the floor. It will be Hashim Wallace, Taylor Clark, Marquise Wilson, Kyle Philo, and Eddie Phillips, or excuse me, Jacobs, as the Jersey Blues now getting introduced as well. A little bit different look for Paul Chizek's group as he goes with a backcourt of Kerry Kirkwood and Jordan Hernandez, and Zach Olakani, Jordan Little, and Kerry Kirkwood will round out the starting five for the home Jersey Blues, who are unbeaten here at the Collins Arena, a record of 10-0 in this building, and will meet the Cumberland Dukes for the second time this season. The first was won by Brookdale and won in dominating fashion, as Brookdale won that game 84-57 back on December the 17th. So Brookdale will now make their way out toward midcourt to join the visiting Cumberland Dukes, and the officials for this afternoon's game are James Llewellyn, Tyler Trilling, and Lamar Parker. So it is Jordan Little for Brookdale, Hashim Wallace at midcourt for the Dukes, ready to take the opening tip.
Whoa.
And Jordan Little a little over-aggressive before the official tossed it in the air, and now we're underway with Cumberland controlling the opening tip. Cumberland comes in 7th in the region, 14-10 overall. They are 8-6 on the road. Start out way outside with Wilson, watched by Kirkwood. Shot clock down to 10 seconds. Clark, the pump fake, and it's knocked out of bounds. It nearly clunked one of our cameramen, but soared above him, and the Jersey Blues will take up possession.
Yeah, we mentioned pre-game, Coach Chizek said he was going to run a 2-3 zone and see what that does to Cumberland in this game. We'll see how Cumberland's able to adjust to that. Coach Chizek historically is not someone who likes running zone, but in this game, to open it up, that's what he's going to try. We'll see if it works.
Now, Cumberland showing some early pressure, but Brookdale able to advance it in the corner with Hernandez. Kirkwood thought about the three. Now Olakani for Hernandez. Shot clock at 12 for Brookdale on their opening possession. Hernandez on the perimeter. Down to 5 to shoot. Inside for Little. Defenders collapse on him. Little couldn't finish it. And that is a shot clock violation. Not a good possession to start the afternoon for the Jersey Blues.
Yeah, Brookdale just took a little bit too much time there. Again, I like the aggressiveness to go inside, but when you go inside, you got to be aware of how much time you have left on the shot clock.
Into the corner is Clark. Wallace the drive and kick. Wilson's three-pointer is way too strong. Rebound corralled by Olakani. Walking down the sideline, gives it up Kirkwood. Hernandez to the corner. Olakani, that's a three. Short, knocked up in the air. Little's got it, and Little floats it up and in. So Jordan Little is responsible for the first bucket of today's game. Philo, ball fake, the drive, the lefty layup doesn't go, but the tip-in is good. As underneath the basket, it was Eddie Jacobs. 2 minutes gone by, we are tied at 2. Harris puts it up, comes up short, able to follow his own shot. Misses twice. Jacobs the rebound for Cumberland. Wilson on the drive, gets it to go off the glass with the left hand. Timeout Brookdale, a quick timeout for Paul Chizek, whose team is down by 2 in the early going. And we will go to commercial and be back to the Collins Arena in just a moment.
My daughter was born premature, and the hospital's respiratory therapist saved her life. When the economy crashed, we moved back to New Jersey for my husband's career, but nobody was hiring drama teachers. So I joined the respiratory therapy program at Brookdale. It's a great field with job security, and you can be there for people who really need you. My name is Joriel Miller, and I came to Brookdale to change my career. I never imagined I could help save a life.
And so outside the timeout, Brookdale will have the basketball. No changes to the original starting lineup, but Paul Chisak quickly taking a 30-second timeout. Not even 2.5 minutes in. Here's a steal. It's Jacobs pushing back Wilson. Wilson gives it up. Inside Wallace for the bucket.
Yeah, nice job by Wilson giving it up. He didn't really have the opportunity at the basket. Gives it up to Wallace. And again, Brookdale just not very good transition defense the last 2 possessions.
Olakani soaring through the air, but it's off the front rim, and it's rebounded by Clark. Clark starts the break for the Dukes, and Wilson will give it up. Jumper on the way, Philo short. Loose ball picked up by Kerry Kirkwood. Harris catching fire off the mark on a 3, rebounded by Wilson. Leaking out Wallace. Wallace to the rim. Harris was there defensively to alter the shot, and Olakani starts the other way for the Jersey Blues. Hernandez to Little. Jordan for Jordan, but Little just could not find the basket, and it's out of bounds.
You mentioned Kerry Kirkwood. His brother Keyshawn is actually out with the flu, so he's not going to be substituting for him. We usually see sometimes both of them on the floor at the same time. That won't be the case tonight.
Olakani, the drive, missed it. Rebound Jacobs. He lost it out of bounds, and that gives Brookdale possession. So Cumberland just unable to control the defensive glass. And now it'll be Kerry Kirkwood to inbound for Brookdale. New shot clock. Pass tipped. Ringel able to collect it and go up for 2.
Yeah, Ringel just had nice position underneath the basket. Nice job by Brookdale so far offensively to look for the baskets inside the paint.
Clark, the miss from 3. Getting up for the board is Kirkwood. Fouled in the back court. So possession will stay with the Jersey Blues to inbound on the side. The head coach on the Cumberland sideline, it is Will Wareham in his 2nd season as the head man. Also has experience coaching in the Region 19 with Atlantic Cape. So he's in his 2nd stop as a head coach. Kirkwood has to go back to track it down. 15 on the timer. A lot of traffic. Ringel can't keep it alive, and it goes back to the Dukes.
Yeah, Cumberland is really being aggressive on defense. They're moving off, they're switching off on people, and it's giving Brookdale so far a little bit of problems. I don't think Coach Chisak was quite expecting this early on in the game, so he's going to have to make some adjustments for Cumberland's defense.
And Brookdale has grown accustomed to slow starts in games. It seems like just about every game we do, they start slowly, but then they find the rhythm and are able to kick it into gear. Clark gives it up. Philo thought about the jumper, now turns it into a pass. Wallace steps back and nails a 3-pointer. Hashim Wallace from deep. And this is going to be an offensive foul committed by Jordan Hernandez. And with that, he will head right for the seats, replaced in the lineup by Harris.
You talked about Brookdale having a slow start. Remember the last game that we did against Union? Brookdale was down by double digits in that game. They were able to come back and rebound, but it took them about the majority of the first half in order to settle in and finally get adjusted to their offense and Union's high-powered offense.
Philo's jumper rims out, Gatling the rebound. Brookdale's latest winning streak is at 4, as this is going to be back-to-back offensive fouls. And this will be on Matt Ringel, who's called on his first, and that is the team's 2nd of the first half. So Eddie Jacobs is back in on the Cumberland side. Brookdale has Teray Gatling in the game as well, one of the first substitutions. Just over 5 minutes gone by, a good start for Cumberland, working with the 5-point lead. Wallace drive and kick. Clark is open for three. No. Rebound Kirkwood. Outlet to Gatling, and he finishes at the rim. He is a high flyer. Teray Gatling. Transition bucket for Brookdale. Clark against Gatling. Wallace into the lane, and this is a blocking foul. Matt Ringel is upset. It's a quick 2 personals on the Jersey Blue freshman.
Yeah, now he's going to pick up a technical here, Brian, and I got to be honest, I did not like that call that Ringel was called for a blocking call.
So he gets called for the common foul and the technical. Now you have Paul Chizek barking out to the official as well. So Wilson to take the technical foul shot. 73% shooter.
Wow.
Some tempers flaring early on in this Region 19 battle.
This is actually the second game in a row now that Brookdale at home has picked up a quick technical foul early on in the first half. Remember, last game it was Coach Chizak who picked up a quick technical. Now Ringel's got 3. Watch this. I think that's a charge, Brian.
Looks like Ringel had the feet set. He was not in the restricted area. So Ringel forced to the bench for the time being. As now Wallace turning the corner, kicks it back out. Philo gets it back in the post as Wallace. Back out Clark. Clark on the drive, off balance. Shot rims out. Tip-in doesn't go by Jacobs. Loose ball on the ground, and it's picked up by Clark. Another opportunity for Cumberland. Hard drive, blocked on the inside by Little. It was Clark on the drive to the basket. Brookdale comes back the other way. Wright is in the game. Gatling inside. Can't convert. And now 2-on-1 for the Dukes. Wilson, lob. Clark, no, but the tip-in is good by Eddie Jacobs. And then Wright gets fouled as Kyle Philo claps his hands in disgust.
And that was really close to being a goaltending call on the other end for Cumberland. I'm surprised the officials didn't get that. Remember, we had 3, I keep going back to the Union game because so many things happened. We had 3 goaltending calls in that game. That was almost close to being a goaltending call there for Cumberland on the putback at the other end.
Now, James Wright was not in the starting lineup as he inbounds, and the team is more comfortable with him coming off the bench. They say he gets into a better rhythm as opposed to when he starts. As we get a foul away from the ball, this will be on the Dukes. And it works on Bakari Rayford, who was in the game, charged with his first of the afternoon. Kirkwood inbounds for Wright. Quick trigger on a 3. It's good!
Yeah, James Wright, you mentioned, one of the players who likes to come off the bench. That seems to work for him better as opposed to starting the game.
Brookdale now down 4. Philo, no good. Gatling the rebound. Wright pushing in transition up to Harris. Pops the jumper and connects. Sky Harris mid-range game. And a quick 5-0 spurt for the Jersey Blues. Fast-moving action to start. And this was a foul on James Wright as 11 and 11 came together. Wilson drew the contact.
That's his first personal foul. Foul number 11, James Wright.
So for Brookdale, it's team foul number 4 the first half. About 7 minutes gone by. 2-point Cumberland lead. Philo feeds the post. The floater in the lane by Wallace misses. Tipped in the rebound to Kirkwood. Kirkwood comes flying the other way. Gatling nearly had it knocked away. Able to get out for Wright as Brookdale can get reset. Harris thought about the 3. Wright is wide open. Wright that time comes up short. And a loose ball foul. It's staying on this end of the floor.
And even though Wright didn't make that basket, I like the patience that Brookdale showed on that possession. That's something that I think Brookdale needs to start looking for. They're kind of playing into Cumberland's hands almost, where they're really pushing the ball. Cumberland likes to push it on both ends. Brookdale usually is a high-tempo team, but in this case, sometimes it's better to slow it down and work for a good shot. When Brookdale does that, usually they're pretty good.
Kerry Kirkwood from the corner. It's a triple. So Brookdale, who is not a big three-point shooting team, but they've gotten one from Wright and now one from Kirkwood, and now have their first lead of the afternoon. 14-13 Jersey Blues. Again, after a slow start for the first 5 minutes or so. Wilson gives it up to the baseline. Philo backing in against Gatling, now backs it out to the perimeter. 5 to shoot. Wilson fires in and out. Rebound Harris. Brookdale running. Kirkwood on a bounce. Right streaking to the rim. It was blocked. Abraham Watara getting back for the denial. And a timeout taken by Cumberland. 11:52 left, first half. Brookdale now leading by 1 here on Brookdale TV.
Like a lot of people, I thought community college was a backup option, a discount education. But now, I can't imagine starting anywhere else. Brookdale challenged me. I had the tools and the faculty I needed to grow, both as a student and an engineer. Today, I'm transferring to a prestigious university and finishing a fellowship at NASA. I'm Nick Sikowski, and I came to Brookdale to save money on college. I never imagined it would be the smartest move I ever.
Brian Goudsward, Tim Catalfamo, the rest of our Brookdale TV crew. This is the second game of our doubleheader. Following the ceremony in between games for the Hall of Fame class, the fourth Hall of Fame class in the history of Brookdale Community College. So congratulations to all of the new inductees. And Cumberland with possession outside the timeout, trailing by 1. Clark watched by Kirkwood, 10 to shoot. Clark, the crossover. Philo on the drive. Gives it up for Wallace, and he streaks in for the layup.
And that's just really nice movement of the basketball on offense for Cumberland. Not really much Brookdale could do. They held him for 27 seconds on the shot clock. But again, just nice ball movement for Cumberland.
Harris short, rebounded by Wallace. Wallace with a head of steam all the way to the rim. Oh, high flyer. Hashim Wallace. He nearly dunked that ball from the foul line. As Cumberland now with a 3-point lead. Right inside. And this time the dunk for Brookdale. It's Jordan Little, uncontested. Certainly has been an entertaining start to this game. Good activity on both ends. Clark. Now for Watara way outside. Shot clock inside. 10 seconds now at 5. Watara for Wallace. His high arcing three way off. Rebound Little. Right to the rim. This one is good, and the foul. James Wright, a chance for a 3-point play, and that is his go-to move in transition.
Yeah, nice hustle up the floor by Brookdale. They caught Cumberland sleeping. They've been trying that the last few times, and when it's not there, then Brookdale will slow down and work for a good shot. But not very good transition defense there by Cumberland. I'm actually surprised that the basket counted, because I thought while there was a foul obviously on the floor, I don't think Wright was in the act of shooting quite yet, but the officials obviously saw that differently.
Now Brookdale gets the benefit of the doubt, and with Wright now coming off the bench, that gives this team a good sixth man option, because he is their second leading scorer. As Clark muscles it up, won't go. Little had it slapped away. Kirkwood there to find it. Bounce for Gatling. And Brookdale moving just a little too quickly on that possession. It's back over to Cumberland.
This is very similar to the Union game that we did last week, where there was a lot of up-tempo. That's the type of pace that it's reminding me of, because really, with the exception of that game, we've not seen another game this year that has had this much up-tempo offense so far.
Here's Wilson, was able to initiate the contact from Olakani and still get it to go. Now back and forth they go possession-wise and on the scoreboard, as Cumberland back in front now by 1. Little able to collect it. The shot went the opposite way through the rim, but Little will shoot 2 for the Jersey Blues.
And then that opportunity, I always say, when you get the ball underneath the basket, you got to go straight up with it. You can't hesitate. That time, though, it was actually good that Jordan Little hesitated because it gave him an opportunity to set himself and, of course, wait for the contact and then go up and draw the foul.
So Little, the big man at the line, first one is good. Struggles at the line, just a 49% free throw shooter. As you see, Olakani getting a talking to from Coach Chizek. Little nearly averaging a double-double on the season, 12 points, 9.6 boards. And he just made 2 at the line to give Brookdale a 1-point edge. 9.5 to play first half. Wilson, the drive, the floater, rebounded by Olakani. Olakani, the spin,
Wow.
and he gets it to go. Nice move, working around Watara for 2.
And Olakani has been playing really well. He had 20 points against Union, but the last several games, his performance has upticked tremendously on both sides of the floor.
And of course, he had the game-winning basket with about 30 seconds left in that game against Union, as Brookdale escaped with the 83-82 victory. 10 to shoot for Cumberland. Wilson top of the key. Using the screen, Wilson's jumper is good inside the arc for the freshman from Bridgeton. Kirkwood for Olakani, the baseline drive, and he is called for a travel.
Yeah, he took one extra step. I thought he was either going to step on the baseline or travel, so good call by the officials that time.
Turnover on the play, Duke's ball.
So Cumberland will have possession. For the Dukes, just 2 games remain in their regular season schedule after they're done here. 1 on the road, 1 at home. Brookdale has 3 left after this one is over. There's a change to the schedule, which we'll tell you about momentarily, as Wilson inside the arc, not that time, Gatling the rebound. Wright picked up by Clark. Kirkwood ball fake, Olakani. This time he gets to the rim and finishes it off.
In the last few possessions, what Brookdale has started to do is they've slowed down their offense, and the Cumberland has not been able to adjust to that so far.
Clark is open and he rattles it home from the corner. Taylor Clark from 3-point distance, averaging 13.2 a game for the Dukes. Tied at 24, Brookdale turns it over. Philo ahead of the floor, uncontested lay-in. So Brookdale has seen the lead evaporate as Cumberland back in front by 2. Wright driving baseline, and he gets it to go. Strong move to the rim for the bank shot. This looks like a game that's going to be close throughout the way they're going, as Clark misses. Little couldn't catch it. Kirkwood does, and a foul is called. And was this one on? It was on the Jersey Blues. Jordan Little coming away with the rebound, but must have initiated the contact as well, and Brookdale charged with their 5th at the first half.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I thought Philo got a hand in Jordan's face as he was trying to come down with the rebound, but we're looking at it from a different angle up here.
Philo, the inbounds way outside for Wilson. New shot clock for the Dukes. Wilson goes behind the back, out for Clark. And now Clark is going to be called for a travel. So Gatling was there to contact him along the perimeter, but it is a Cumberland turnover, 6:48 to play. And now a substitution. Kyle Bradshaw for the first time is coming in, and Gatling will sit.
Yeah, Bradshaw's been one of the players that we've seen start the last couple of games, but Coach Chizek decided to go with a little bit different lineup today.
Well, there's not a set starting lineup for this Jersey Blue team. In fact, they've had 11 different players on the roster that have started one point or another. Harris misses, and then he's out of bounds, coming away with the offensive rebound. So Cumberland will get it back. And today it's a little bit different look with Bradshaw not in the starting group. And as you mentioned, one short on the Brookdale roster with Keyshawn Kirkwood out with an illness. Philo gives up his dribble. Down to 12 on the timer, cross-court pass. Philo had it stripped, loose ball picked up by Little. And now Olakani the other way. Olakani's pass tipped by Wallace. Wallace going airborne, trying to save it. But Brookdale will hold on to it as Jordan Akins, who was typically a part of the starting five for Cumberland, but coming off the bench, and now in the game for the first time. So Brookdale's five on the floor is Olakani, Kirkwood, Bradshaw, Harris, and Little. Olakani and Kirkwood playing catch and a whistle away from the ball. This is a foul. Called on the Dukes, and it will result in a 1-and-1 situation as it goes on Akins, his first, and Little to the line. For a 1-and-1, his free throw, and Jordan Little, how about that? 3 of 3 from the line today.
You know, Jordan Little has someone this year who has struggled from the line. So 2 for 2 on that attempt. It's pretty solid for the big man.
6 minutes left to go, first half. Philo had it stripped, Kirkwood the steal. Olakani finishes with the right hand off the setup from Kirkwood. Bradshaw getting on the ground, he nearly forced the steal. And was almost over-aggressive there to get called for a foul. Instead, it's Cumberland to inbound. Ooh. Wilson may have been partially blocked on the inside. Kirkwood comes the other way.
Yeah,
and Bradshaw, he traveled. So the change on the schedule for Brookdale, they were originally scheduled to end the season against Philadelphia, but that game is now coming up on Tuesday. That will not be a doubleheader, only a men's game, and they will close at Middlesex. So it's a 4-game homestand, finish on the road, and then it's tournament from that point forward. As we get a timeout, 5:29 left to go first half, and we'll come back to the Collins Arena after this.
I went to college right after high school, but it didn't work out. After a few years in the workforce and the birth of my son, I decided to give college another try. At Brookdale, something clicked. I met amazing professors and found a major I was passionate about. I made the dean's list, landed a great internship, and now I'm pursuing my bachelor's degree. Thanks to Brookdale, I have what it takes to see my dreams through. I'm Tara Boyce, and I came to Brookdale to give college another try. I never imagined I would find my passion.
Looking for quality higher education at an affordable price? You'll find it at Brookdale Community College. With locations in Lincroft, Freehold, Long Branch, Neptune, Hazlitt, and Wall, and online options that let you study anywhere. At Brookdale, you can train for a new career, earn a diploma, and transfer to a 4-year school hassle-free. Brookdale has small classes and approachable faculty, an honors program, academic support centers, a full student life experience, and nationally ranked sports teams. Visit brookdalecc.edu and start your success story.
Welcome back. Brian Gadsford, Tim Kettle-Famo here at the Collins Arena. Brookdale working with a 4-point lead, 30-26, Jersey Blues. Cumberland with possession outside the timeout. As Wallace from the baseline, and he hits. Oh, Hashim Wallace, who had the high-flying dunk, big-time highlight earlier in this game. There he gets the teardrop floater. Bradshaw pump fake. Kirkwood for Olakani. Kirkwood thought about the 3. Olakani with the shot clock at 10. 5 on the timer for Bradshaw. Olakani's pass tipped, stolen by Philo. Disjointed possession for Brookdale that time. Philo taking it coast to coast, but he missed it, and it's rebounded by Olakani. Harris was blocked on the inside by Wallace, doing it all in this first half for the Dukes. Wilson hanging in the air, bank shot no, tip-in is good by Philo.
Yeah, Coach Wareham wanted a foul there, I believe, on Olakani the last time down, but I think Olakani just went straight up. Nice defense on both sides so far.
Harris elbow jumper, he sticks it. Sky Harris just continues to impress, as that streak still alive in consecutive games in double figures, as Wilson misses on the runner. Kirkwood, oh, beautiful pass, and the throw down by Olakani. You could not do it any better on that fast break.
And that's what Brookdale, that's what makes them so dangerous. The ability to be able to push the ball up the floor so quickly that the other team doesn't even have a chance to get back on defense. That's why they get so many fast break points, and that's why they've been able to, in games where it's been close, have an advantage.
Wilson turning the corner, gets inside, back out Clark, pulls the trigger off the rim on a 3, Little the rebound. Harris stops, pops, three-pointer is good.
Harris.
7-0 run for Brookdale. They have their largest lead at 7. Wallace for Wilson. Philo watched by Kirkwood. 10 to shoot. Wallace, the drive, traveled as Olakani was there defensively and forces the turnover for Cumberland as Teray Gatling is back in. And that the one substitution for the Jersey Blues. Kirkwood brings it up. Harris sets the screen. Kirkwood fires, it's a 3, and Kerry Kirkwood knocks it down. Brookdale getting the stroke going from 3. This game was tied just a couple minutes ago. It is now a double-figure Brookdale advantage. Long 3, Hargroves, no good. Long rebound out to Olakani. Harris thought about the 3 from the same spot. Olakani, the drive, the step back jumper, too strong. Gatling trying to come away with it, but it's rebounded by Akins. And then a foul at midcourt committed by Harris.
Yeah, this was the point of the game last week where we saw Brookdale start to settle in. And yet again, we're seeing it seems to be with this team that they need 15 minutes or so to get settled in before they really start to feel comfortable. And then once they do that, they really start to pad their lead. We're seeing that so far in this game. You mentioned it was close early on, really back and forth. Looked like Cumberland may have had a slight advantage. But right now, Brookdale's really in control on both sides of the floor.
15 on the timer for Cumberland, now down by 10 points. Watara. Pass was deflected. And with 7 to shoot, Cumberland to inbound underneath. One substitution, Jordan Akins is out. Eddie Jacobs back in for the Dukes. The inbounder is Wilson, with Harris defending. Get it in for Wallace, and he scores on the inside. Asheem Wallace, the first half star for Cumberland, beat the press. Harris, the fake, had it stripped. Olakani there to get it, puts it up with the left hand, and it's corralled by Jacobs. The other way, Wallace. Back out, 3 on the way. Hargrove, no good. Tipped by Kirkwood, he gets the rebound. Kirkwood shovel for Gatling. Foul is called. blocking foul on Cumberland.
And I was just about to say, one thing that we have not seen too many times in this game, Brian, is trips to the line for either of these two teams. No one's really gone to the line very many times. We've seen a lot of fighting underneath for the rebounds on both sides. Brookdale, I would say, probably has an advantage in that they've had more offensive rebounds than Cumberland. But there's been a lot of contact underneath that hasn't really been called, so that's been surprising to me so far in this first half.
1-and-1 for Gatling, who makes the free throw. Brookdale averaging 23 free throw attempts a game this season. And Gatling makes 2 out of 2. Under a minute to go now, first half. Jacobs was double teamed. Jacobs was blocked by Gatling. He has been an active presence since joining this Brookdale team. There's a lot of good things coming off the bench. 2-for-1 opportunity if the Jersey Blues like. Olakani for Bradshaw. Bradshaw the pump. Bradshaw outside. Olakani releases a 3, short. Picked up by Jacobs. Shot clock now turned off. Hargroves, that will go down, plus the foul. Tough attempt for Jaquan Hargroves, but a chance for a 3-point play.
And I thought there should have been a foul on the other end when Bradshaw got tripped up, and then at the other end you have Olakani commit a foul where Hargroves was pretty much going to score anyway, so that's a foul that you really don't want to commit, particularly when you send the guy to the line to try to add an extra point with a foul shot.
Hargroves, 71% shooter. Can't convert. Rebound Gatling. Shot clock is turned off. And Brookdale will slow it down. Looking for a good shot to close out this first half. They're leading by 8. Olakani with 3. Kirkwood with 1. Bradshaw at the horn. Yes!
Wow.
Kyle Bradshaw at the buzzer. And Brookdale closes the first half in grand style as Bradshaw beats the buzzer. And the Jersey Blues made it happen from 3-point range. That is not typically a big part of their games. But as we welcome you back inside our booth, Brian Goudsworth, Tim Catalfamo, a good first half for Brookdale again after a slow start. That seems to be the case a lot. But the 3-point shooting, a big factor today.
Yeah, we've seen, obviously, Kyle Bradshaw hit that last 3, but really one thing that I'm seeing, particularly with Brookdale, that they're doing really well, is they're taking their time on offense. Early on in the game, I felt that Brookdale kind of played to Cumberland's energy, and it really kind of defeated their overall game plan on offense. However, once the game kind of got settled in and Cumberland kind of missed a couple of opportunities at the basket, Brookdale had some time to slow the game down. They really started to settle in. So that's really the way that Brookdale likes to push their ball on offense. They like the up-tempo type of offense, but they also need to work for a good shot. And early on, I felt that Brookdale was being a little bit too hectic and not really trying as well as they could have possibly on the offensive end. So right now, just this team is just overall as a whole really, really solid, very similar to what we saw in the Union game. I mentioned that earlier, where it took some time for this team to settle in. Now, in a close game, still not over yet, but in a close game, I think Brookdale, for the moment, has to feel pretty good going to the locker room with the lead that they have.
And it's an 11-point lead for the Jersey Blues, looking to make it 11-0 here at home. Right now at 10-0, and 45-34 is our score here at the break. So we'll see you back for the start of the second half. For now, down we go courtside with Nico Vocatoro.
At halftime right now, how have you been able to get your teammates involved so well?
You know, well, just playing patient on offense, making sure everybody gets involved, swing to the open man, and make sure we get the open shot.
Okay, so you guys have an 11-point leader now. What do you have to do to close this game out?
Just stick together and play defense and just stay on top of our offense, and that's it.
All right, good luck in the second half. Thank you. Now
Need
to
a
the
place
guys.
for your next conference, meeting, seminar, or social gathering? Choose the Warner Student Life Center located on the beautiful wooded 300-acre campus of Brookdale Community College in Monmouth County. You'll have access to 15,000 square feet of versatile event space, state-of-the-art conference facilities, a comfortable lounge, a scenic outdoor patio area, and an award-winning catering service. To learn more, visit brookdalecc.edu/events. That's brookdalecc.edu/events. The Warner Student Life Center at Brookdale Community College. Make it the place for your next event.
Happy Chinese New Year. That's right, it's the year of the monkey. And to kick it off, Brookdale's having a little celebration here at the Student Life Center. Let's go check it out.
My name is Kayla Cardoza. I'm the Vice President of Asia Society here at Brookdale. And the event today we're doing is Chinese New Year. We're celebrating the year of the monkey this year. And we have a bunch of different crafts that people can try. We have calligraphy for those who want to attempt it. We have origami. And we also have a marble game where you use chopsticks to try and pick up marbles of varying difficulty. And we also have free fruit in the back.
I'm Linda Wang. I teach in math department. I'm the advisor of the Asian Society. I'm the founder of Asian Society since 1994. I love the club, and it's great to see all the students come together, not only Asian students, but a lot of students who are interested in the culture and they want to be involved with the Asian Society.
My name is Myung-gun John, and on Chinese New Year, Korea also celebrates their New Year at the same day, because they used to be a part of like one country. So we were once one country, so like it means a lot, like that we're celebrating the same holiday. So like one day, like we could just like feel reunited, maybe like in that way. Yeah.
What a great way to bring in the new year. To learn more about Brookdale, visit our website at brookdalecc.edu. I'm Sophia Parola. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Hello, I'm Laura Vetter here for Brookdale TV at the ring ceremony for the women's soccer team, 2014 back-to-back national champions.
Being a national championship is an indescribable feeling.
I mean, it didn't feel real at first. Going to school the next day, it was just amazing. We were all just couldn't believe it.
I don't know how to explain it. It was it's unreal.
Honestly, I really could not have done it without my teammates. It's such a team effort, the sport, and that's why I love it.
We commend you for your good sportsmanship and team spirit, and for bringing great honor to your family, your coaches, and your community, the entire county of Monmouth.
We really did have a good group, and I wish if Brookdale was 4 years that I would have more time with you, but since it's only 2, I'm grateful for what I did have. And I'm just really proud of all of you, and like I said, I look forward to what the future has for all of you, so thank you.
I think that the soccer program is just such a great addition to the school. The school has such a great reputation that, you know, they had 2 national championships. I think that it will just highlight the school even more so.
Catch the women's soccer team as they attempt a three-peat this fall. I'm Laura Vetter for Brookdale TV. Thanks for watching. Hi, I'm Laura Vetter here at the 18th Annual Brookdale Guitar Show presented by 90.5 The Night, Brookdale's public radio station. Music enthusiasts gather at this annual event to attend panels, performances, and shop all things guitar and more.
It's really great for not just musicians, but also the vendors, and it's cool just because it's a day full of music. There's so much to see, and it's stuff that you can't get at a typical music store. Everyone always has really good luck. They get good deals, and it's always just fun to hang out with other musicians, people that are kind of doing the same thing you are.
We actually first started out, for the first 2 years, we were at the Performing Arts Center here at the college, and there have 2 or 3 classrooms over there, and so we had a couple of vendors hanging out. We had some performances on the stage, and then we decided to move over to the arena. Back then it was just the gymnasium, by the way. It wasn't the Robert J. Collins Arena like it is now. So we were there for a couple of years, and then when they opened up the Student Life Center, we said this is the perfect venue because we could have outdoor performances, we could have vendors inside both rooms we have here, and then the clinic rooms that we have. We basically use every single room in this building today. Some of the things that people are really looking forward to this year for the guitar show is a clinic, we call it an All About the Bass clinic. It actually has Graham Mabey, who is the bass player for Joe Jackson, who performed on Look Sharp and all those classic Joe Jackson records. So he's here. Davey Knowles is going to be performing outside in just a little while as well, and all the performances and all the other clinics that we have as well. And of course, people really, the biggest draw is of course all the guitars that are for sale today. And all these.
Young Lee, Colts Lake High School, guard.
My name is Kyle Bradshaw. I'm a guard from Massaquoi High School.
Teray Gatlin, Patterson Eastside, small forward.
James Wright, Ewing High School, shooting guard.
Zachary Olukani, Teaneck High School, guard.
Dante Whipple, Old Bridge High School, small forward.
Samson Orianatola, Madison Regional High School, forward.
My name is Sky Harris. I'm from Cardinal McCarrick High School, and I'm a forward.
Hi, my name is Jordan Little. I'm from Perth Amboy Tech High School, and I'm a power forward.
We are the Kirkwood Twins. We're from Neptune, New Jersey. He's point guard. I'm shooting guard.
Matt Ringel, Marlboro High School, forward.
We are Brookdale men's basketball.
Go Blues!
Looking for quality higher education at an affordable price? You'll find it at Brookdale Community College, with locations in Lincroft, Freehold, Long Branch, Neptune, Hazlitt, and Wall, and online options that let you study anywhere. At Brookdale, you can train for a new career, earn a diploma, and transfer to a 4-year school hassle-free. Brookdale has small classes and approachable faculty, an honors program, academic support centers, a full student life experience, and nationally ranked sports teams. Visit brookdalecc.edu and start your success story today.
My daughter was born premature, and the hospital's respiratory therapist saved her life. When the economy crashed, we moved back to New Jersey for my husband's career, but nobody was hiring drama teachers. So I joined the respiratory therapy program at Brookdale. It's a great field with job security, and you can be there for people who really need you. My name is Joriel Miller, and I came to Brookdale to change my career. I never imagined I could help save a life.
Need a place for your next conference, meeting, seminar, or social gathering? Choose the Warner Student Life Center located on the beautiful wooded 300-acre campus of Brookdale Community College in Monmouth County. You'll have access to 15,000 square feet of versatile event space, state-of-the-art conference facilities, a comfortable lounge, a scenic outdoor patio area, and an award-winning catering service. To learn more, visit brookdalecc.edu/events. That's brookdalecc.edu/events. The Warner Student Life Center at Brookdale Community College. Make it the place for your next event.
I'm more than just a college student. I'm a marathon runner, a volunteer, and a philanthropist. I'm an employee. I'm a future master's degree holder. I believe the path to a better world is paved with a million small steps. Thanks to Brookdale, I'm already halfway there. My name is Killian Mormon, and I came to Brookdale to explore my passions. I never imagined I'd have the flexibility to pursue them all.
Hi, I'm Sophia Parola, and welcome to Brookdale's Open House, where high school students, transfer students, families, and the entire Monmouth community can learn more about what Brookdale has to offer. Let's go check it out. Here at the Open House, students can tour the beautiful Lincroft campus, meet the faculty, and find out from over 50 of Brookdale's academic programs. Students can also leave here with tons of information, including how to apply to Brookdale, clubs and activities, financial aid opportunities, and job training for future career planning. In addition, students can also see how easy it is to transfer to a four-year college after Brookdale. To learn more about the open house or Brookdale Community College, log on to our website at brookdalecc.edu. I'm Sophia Parola. Thanks for watching Brookdale Television.
With both my sons entering college, I knew financial aid was going to help. I never thought I would qualify too. I enrolled in Brookdale's culinary program and discovered a world of talent I never knew I had. After graduation, I landed an externship with David Burke's Fromagerie, and they hired me a month later. My name is Debbie Doran, and I came to Brookdale to learn a new skill. I never imagined it would take me this far.
I went to college right after high school, but it didn't work out. After a few years in the workforce and the birth of my son, I decided to give college another try. At Brookdale, something clicked. I met amazing professors and found a major I was passionate about. I made the dean's list, landed a great internship, and now I'm pursuing my bachelor's degree. Thanks to Brookdale, I have what it takes to see my dreams through. I'm Tara Boyce, and I came to Brookdale to give college another try. I never imagined I would find my passion.
Looking for quality higher education at an affordable price? You'll find it at Brookdale Community College, with locations in Lincroft, Freehold, Long Branch, Neptune, Hazlitt, and Wall, and online options that let you study anywhere. At Brookdale, you can train for a new career, earn a diploma, and transfer to a four-year school hassle-free. Brookdale has small classes and approachable faculty, an honors program, academic support centers, a full student life experience, and nationally ranked sports teams. Visit brookdalecc.edu and start your success story today.
Hi, I'm Dan Lees from the Speech Communication Department at Brookdale Community College. I welcome you to come and explore Brookdale and see all that we have to offer. In the Speech Communication Department, we teach courses in public speaking, interpersonal communication, and small group communication. For me, college was a life-changing experience. I never looked at the world the same way after my time in college. And I think Brookdale will offer you that same kind of life-changing experience. Not only will you enjoy yourself at Brookdale and have a good time, but you're going to learn a lot.
And we're back to the Collins Arena as we get set for the second half. Brian Garrettsword, Tim Catalfamo here on Brookdale TV, second game of our doubleheader. And for the Jersey Blues, game 2 of a 4-game homestand. Looking to remain unbeaten here at home, where they're sporting a record of 10-0. And in the first half, three-point shooting a factor. Zach Olakani for the second straight game a factor offensively.
Yeah, he had 8 points in the first half. So did Sky Harris, who had 7. So this team, again, I think it's really just a combination of being a team that doesn't start off the games all that well, takes a few minutes to kind of warm up. And once we got to about the halfway point of the first half, I really think that Brookdale settled in, and this is just my prediction. I may be wrong. I'll go on record, but I really think that this is going to be a second half where Brookdale's going to continue the performance that they've had in the second half, or continue the performance that they had in the first half. I don't think Cumberland's going to be able to mount a charge, but again, that's a long way away, still a lot of basketball to go. But from what I've seen, I think Brookdale's got this game pretty much in control.
And Brookdale will start the second half with Kerry Kirkwood, Olakani, Harris, Bradshaw, and Little, the original starting 5 for Coach Paul Chizek. So Brookdale with an 11-point lead, 45-34. Harris takes the jumper off the side of the rim. Olakani misses on the follow. Little collects it, scores, plus the foul. Now Brookdale keeping it alive, and Little gets the end one opportunity to start the half.
And that's just simple textbook basketball, having two players on each side of the block, boxing out. Even if the person who's shooting doesn't make the basket, you're there. You had Sky Harris wasn't able to convert it. Sacco Lacani wasn't able to put the putback in, but then Jordan Little on the other side was right there. That's just great boxing out job by Brookdale.
Short on the free throw, Clark the rebound. Cumberland's coming off a loss in their last game, 82-76. What followed was a 6-game winning streak. Now, the scoreboard is telling us it's 133-47. That is not correct. Pulling up jumper for Wilson short. And here comes Olakani. Bradshaw had it stripped, picked up by Wallace. Lead pass ahead, Philo. Philo can't finish it, tip-in doesn't go, and Bradshaw gets to it. Bradshaw has it knocked out of his hands, and possession doesn't know where it wants to stay. Bradshaw on the ground, and it's a jump ball call, possession arrow. The officials are checking on it.
Now we're going down. Watch the score. Look at it, it's going down.
1 by 1. So it's Cumberland to inbound on the side with Philo.
Do they even remember what Cumberland had?
It's still a pause in the action. So there we go, 47-34. Wilson against Olakani. Wilson, he traveled.
Yeah, Cumberland, they just don't have any energy at all. Again, it's only a minute in, but the energy that they had to start the game is just not there. Either they've lost it, they've become disorganized, or Brookdale's just been able to quiet them down and take them out of this game.
Harris had to Kirkwood, swing it over to Olakani, 12 to shoot. Kirkwood comes to the ball, puts up a 3, halfway down and out, rebound Wallace. To the corner for Clark. Philo the jab step. Wallace. Wilson, it's a 3, way off. Offensive rebound, Philo. Clark the pump fake, the drive, and the scoop layup gets it to fall. That is a nifty move from Taylor Clark, freshman from Vineland, New Jersey.
And finally, one of those close-range shots for Cumberland finally drops.
As Little inside, that's good. As he caught it right near the basket, and that made it an easy shot for the 6'9" Little. As weaving through traffic, Wallace, a whistle, and a foul is called. So Kerry Kirkwood picks up his first. It's Brookdale's first here in the second half. Philo inbounding underneath. New shot clock for the Dukes. Feed the post. And the shot is good. Eddie Jacobs, the nice floater. 49-38, Jersey Blues. Bradshaw. Olakani, the hard drive, off the glass and in. That's just difficult to stop when Olakani's going to the rim strong. Wilson misses on the other end for Cumberland.
Yeah, I said this in the first half. Olakani's performance the last several games has really improved as opposed to the start of the season where it was a little bit all over the map. So he's really become a consistent scorer. And if you noticed, he's had more playing time as of late.
Philo is called for a travel as he drew a couple of Jersey Blue defenders. And Philo not so sure about the call, but it's Brookdale basketball. We talked about Brookdale being unbeaten here at home where they are 10-0, and you go back to last year, that's when their last loss came. It was almost a calendar year ago February 13th, 2016, an 88-77 loss to Mercer. As the Jersey Blues turn it over back to Cumberland. But it's just something about this building, one of the ongoing stories covering this team that we've talked about on many occasions. And continuing here in the 2016-17 season. As the floater by Clark is off the rim, Bradshaw the rebound. Kirkwood for Harris. Harris all the way to the rim, and it's rebounded by Philo. Philo fouled. So the Cumberland leading scorer, Kyle Philo, to shoot a pair.
Yeah, Philo had a pretty good first half, but he's been fairly quiet along with the rest of this Cumberland team. And I'm really surprised how many close shots have just not gone in for both sides. We've seen a lot of fast break opportunities, a lot of rebounds underneath the basket that have either rolled out just like you had Philo shot there, or just have not gone in, which has been surprising.
Foul goes on Jordan Little. It's his second. Philo splits a pair at the line. 4 minutes gone here in the second half. Cumberland with some pressure, but Brookdale beats it. Bradshaw in trouble. And now it's in the hands of Kirkwood to the post, Little. Little hooks it inside. Olakani, the lefty finish. And he just has a knack for that switching hands and finishing near the basket.
And you have to credit Jordan Little for drawing all the defenders in towards the basket and creating that hole in the paint for Olakani.
Philo hoists it up short. Loose on the ground. Bradshaw's got it. Kirkwood floats it ahead. Little able to catch it. And the hook shot misses. Rebound Jacobs. Clark pulls the trigger. Straightaway three. He connects. Taylor Clark in rhythm. Timeout taken by Cumberland after the made basket. They are now within 11. 53-42 Jersey Blues. We'll take a break on Brookdale TV. We'll come right back.
For nearly 50 years, Brookdale graduates have been shattering expectations. They transfer to Georgetown and Columbia University. They work at NASA, call Major League Baseball games, and defeat celebrity chefs. They prove again and again that a college is only as good as its success stories, and ours speak for themselves. This is Brookdale. This is College Redefined. This is success reimagined.
Back here, Brian Gadsward, Tim Catalfamo, the rest of our crew on this Saturday afternoon of Region 19 basketball with the Hall of Fame ceremony sandwiched in between the action. And Brookdale with an 11-point lead coming outside the timeout. Olakani for Bradshaw, and he finishes off the glass. The contact came from Wallace, but Bradshaw unfazed for the bucket.
And that probably should have been an N1 there for Bradshaw.
Wallace comes up short, tracked down by Philo. Second chance for the Dukes. Clark again, in and out, loose, out of bounds, nearly saved, and which way it will go? Brookdale's way, as Abraham Watara is coming in on the Cumberland side, replacing Marquise Wilson.
Yeah, just nothing going right. You saw Wilson try to spike it off of Sky Harris. He ended up getting it off of Philo's leg, so the effort was in vain trying to keep it on this side of the floor.
Brookdale gets set up offensively. Kirkwood calling out the signal. Kirkwood back for Olakani. Harris baseline. Olakani pops. Way off that time. Tracked down by Wallace. Off the air ball miss. Watara bounce pass. Clark. He's got it. It's a three for Taylor Clark. Cumberland not known as a big three-point shooting team, but they're starting to find the touch. Olakani is fouled to blocking foul.
Yeah, Clark's the one player that's really kept Cumberland in this game so far in the second half. He's had 2 straight threes, as you said, Brian, but really, other than that, Cumberland is just lacking a lot of overall offense. They're just not getting the penetration that they did in the first half.
They only shoot 28% from three-point range. They've done a little bit better than that today. Olakani makes the first. As Teray Gatling, Matt Ringel are in. Bradshaw to the bench. And now Jordan Little will join him.
And it is Teray Gatling. We've been saying the last few games Tara Gatling, but it is Teray Gatling, so we apologize about that.
Teray, who was a late addition to this roster, but has provided a nice boost since being a part of action. Nearly averaging 10 rebounds a game. He's scoring 6.2, getting 9 boards as well, so he has been a factor. 57-45, Brookdale leads. Clark this time on the drive. Ringel just got run into like a truck.
And Matt Ringel was actually lucky that he was called with a charge, because had he been called with a foul, that would have been his 4th. Remember, we have not seen Ringel since the first opening minutes of the first half, where he not only picked up 2 quick personals, but then a technical foul.
Harris able to gather it. Gatling for Ringel. Harris, baseline delivery, short. And then Harris commits the personal foul as Wallace got the rebound. And Harris was there to bump him. For Sky Harris, it's his 2nd. So it's the 3rd team foul the second half for the Jersey Blues. Each team has committed 3. Philo back in on the Cumberland side. Lob pass inside, alley-oop, throw down. Philo to Wallace. What a play for the Dukes. Harris for Gatling, cutting to the rim, count it, and 1. So after the highlight on one end, Brookdale converts a chance for a 3 for Gatling on the Jersey Blues side.
And just when you think you can put Cumberland back in this game and Cumberland's starting to make a run, Brookdale comes down the floor and makes a play like you just saw with Gatling, drawing the contact, getting the basket, and going to the line, pretty much erasing the nice play on the other end for Cumberland.
Free throw is no good. Clark defended by Harris. And taking their time to get into this set is Cumberland, way outside on the perimeter. Shot clock now down to 6. Philo up for 3, was contested and he missed it. Rebound Ringel. Right for Gatling on the other end. Reverse layup is good.
Again, just what like Brookdale likes to do. They'll push the ball at the floor. Ball didn't even touch the floor on that time, and just able to get it up the floor easily for the easy basket.
As Philo able to get to the rim for Cumberland to lay it in. Pace has been good for much of this game. Wright cutting to the rim, and this time James Wright, a chance for 3. Nice setup on the bounce pass from Ringel. Now the 4th personal foul charge to Eddie Jake, or check that it's the 2nd on Watara. 15th foul against Cumberland. And Wright at the line looking for 1 more. Rebounded by Akins. Cumberland down by double figures. It's a 14-point Jersey Blue lead. And they have slowed it down the last couple of possessions. Philo trapped and throws it away. Nowhere to go. Tried to hook it out for Wallace, but that was an impossible angle. And it's Jersey Blue basketball.
And I know Coach Chisek doesn't like running zone too often, but so far in this game, particularly in this second half, it has worked really well. I've been very impressed by the way Brookdale has played defense. Just nothing there for Cumberland.
And that was his plan of attack coming into this game, to go zone. Most of the time we see Brookdale employ the man-to-man. But this team kind of a similar style as Brookdale in that they're not as much a shooting team, but a drive to the rim, finish in transition. Offensive foul on Gatling, as hitting the ground was Wallace.
Offensive foul number 10 to Ray Gatling.
Gatling's first. Wallace against Harris. Approached the 11-minute mark of this second half as Watara drive and kick. Philo lines it up and hits a three. Kyle Philo from behind the three-point line. And now backcourt press on for Cumberland. Wright able to advance it. Harris catch and shoot, uses the glass for two.
And they just handled that press beautifully. That's how you handle the press. You take your time, you don't get flustered, you just make some nice passes, and they're able to finish at the other end.
Cutting to the rim, and the bank shot is good for Wallace. The nice give and go setup from Akins. Gatling getting to the rim, but he missed the initial shot. Follow is good by Wright. Brookdale again pushing the tempo back in their style and back in front by 13.
And Cumberland's trying to increase the tempo on their end, but it's just not working because they're not getting back on defense to defend after they get their shot off.
Loose ball, and Kerry Kirkwood comes away with it. Kirkwood the acceleration. Gets double teamed. Cross court Harris. His pass knocked out of bounds off Akins. And we'll get a stoppage of play at the 9:46 mark, second half. Brookdale with a 13-point lead. This is Jersey Blues basketball.
I like to rise before the sun, simply for the pleasure of greeting the sun when she rises. As the mist thins and the hungry insects crack the glassy water, toads croak, osprey dive, and sometimes I remember why I came here in the first place.
Young Lee, Colts Lake High School, guard.
My name is Kyle Bradshaw. I'm a guard from Massachusetts High School.
To Ray Gatling, Patterson Eastside, small forward.
James Wright, Ewing High School, shooting guard.
Zachary Olukani, Teaneck High School, guard.
Dante Whipple, Old Bridge High School, small forward.
Samson Oriana Tolo, Madison Regional High School, forward.
My name is Sky Harris. I'm from Cardinal McCarrick High School, and I'm a forward.
And we're back to the Collins Arena. 9:46 left to go, second half. Brookdale working with a 13-point lead on top of Cumberland. It'll be Jersey Blue basketball outside the timeout. Kerry Kirkwood to inbound. Jersey Blues have Kirkwood, Harris, Ringel, Gatling, and Wright, the five on the floor. 10 to shoot. Wright backs it out. Kirkwood catch and fire. He's got a three-pointer. And this now the largest lead for the Jersey Blues at 16. Daniels roaming baseline, floater off the rim. Gatling the rebound. Gatling ahead, right to the rim, and the reverse layup, he missed it. Harris gets it back and banks it in.
Brookdale's rebounding and out-rebounding Cumberland in this second half. It's not even close. They're just not getting back on defense as far as Cumberland is concerned. And when they're there, they're just not even making an effort to try to go up and grab that rebound away. Brookdale's just easily grabbing rebounds left and right.
Count the basket and one for Jordan Akins.
That's on Matt Ringel, Brian. That's going to be his fourth personal.
So he's one away from fouling out. Bradshaw pops off the bench along with Olakani, and Ringel is going to be forced to sit. Sky Harris will head for the bench as well.
So that's going to change it, Brent. So the shot's not going to count, actually. They originally called the shot was going to count there on the foul.
So instead, the inbound for Wallace. The drive, this time he missed the dunk. Well, Wallace is a high flyer. He had an emphatic rejection in the first half, but that time misses.
Yeah, and that's just an opportunity there when you're Wallace. You're down by 13. What are you doing? I mean, you got to get the basket. You have to go up and just put it in. Don't try to go for the emphatic dunk. Just go to the basics. Get the ball in the basket, not try to show off.
Now the Jersey Blues coming down the stretch of this season. Second place in the region, only Passaic in front of them in the standings. And of course, they already have a win over Passaic the last time these two teams met. Now, there's no reason why this team can't go far into the tournament as Wright misses. Gatling able to pry it away from Philo. Missed it near the basket was Wright. Bradshaw, is that going to count? It will, and the foul for Kyle Bradshaw. So this is the third personal charge to Philo. 17th foul against Cumberland of the second half. And Bradshaw looking to extend an 18-point Brookdale advantage. And he does. No, they must have not counted the basket, so it's 2 free throws. Looked like the official gave the signal to count the basket, I thought for sure. But now to make it a 20-point lead, 2 free throws for Bradshaw. But you know, Tim, you saw this team last year when they went through another big season, got to the tournament, got to a certain level as the three is good by Philo. What do you see as the biggest difference between last year's team and this year's?
I just look at players like Zach Olakani, James Wright, 2 of the freshmen that are on this team that weren't there last year. Players such as Teray Gatling, Kyle Bradshaw, all these guys that were not on the roster last year that Brookdale has looked to. And then you have the improvement of players such as Kerry Kirkwood, Sky Harris, who have had such great games. Jordan Little, you can't forget about him. So I really just think it's a combination of new and old, and the way that it worked out right, I would say out of all the teams that I have seen, this team is the most put together that I have seen in a couple of seasons at Brookdale. But there's still some quirks. There's still some things that they have to figure out, as you see Gatling with an emphatic dunk. But really, I mean, I just think that this team right now, they're comfortable with each other, they communicate well, and they have a combination of leaders and freshmen that's really adding to a very nice balance overall as a team.
The throw down by Gatling, and then Brookdale gets it off the turnover. And now an offensive foul before the inbounds pass. And on the Jersey Blues, it is their 6th of the second half. It goes on Gatling, his 2nd. Now, I think the thing that stands out about this Brookdale team is just how much depth that they have, which you were talking about. Olakani can't finish. Tippin doesn't go. Popped up in the air. Bradshaw has it. Bradshaw's shot, and this one is a foul before the shot. So Bradshaw back to the line for the Jersey Blues.
And you talk about fouls. Sky Harris is on the bench with 3. Matthew Ringle's already got his 4th personal. So in a regular game, if you were to hear that, you might think, oh, well, Brookdale's got to be in trouble. But so far, that really hasn't hurt them too much. Going back to the point that I was making earlier with how much depth this team has, when one player goes down, most of the time, somebody else is able to step up and put on the performance that's lacking.
Yeah, they can go at least 11 deep on any game, which is something that most teams don't have that kind of luxury. I mean, most teams, you know, there's some that don't even have that number of players on their full roster. Brookdale with a 21-point lead. Philo dribbled it off his foot. Wilson, the reverse layup, doesn't drop. Rebound Olakani, as Wilson went for the highlight reel play. And Brookdale can slow down the pace, working with a comfortable lead. Gatling travels.
Yeah, and you look at the next couple of games that they have coming up on the schedule, Brian. I mean, this, I think, was really going to be the biggest test for this team. We have Community College of Philadelphia coming in. They have been tough in the past, as you see Cumberland call a timeout there. But they've been tough in the past, but really have not had as good of a season as they would have liked to have had this year. So I think that's a pretty fairly easy game that I think Brookdale will have. And again, the game is at home, and we know how unbeatable they are at home. But then you also look at Ocean and then Middlesex. Really, those two games are easily winnable for this team, the way that their performance has been the last several weeks. So the logistics of it is you look at the standings, really, Brookdale, if they win out, can remain where they are, second in the standings. And with that, they'll get a bye in the first round of the tournament. So it'll allow them to really kind of take as much time as they can to really fully prepare for the region and have a shot to get to the Nationals.
And I think it has to give them a lot of confidence in that they've already defeated the one team that's in front of them in the region standings in Passaic with a great performance here at home the last time they played them. So there's no game that is going to intimidate this Paul Chizek-led team.
Yeah, they split the games with Passaic, so that's why you haven't really seen Brookdale get the advantage over them. But still, I mean, you're right, Brian. The way that they've played, particularly, it was a big win against Passaic. It was a big win against Union the other night. Even though Union's not really someone that you talk about in the standings, they're a good team that hasn't really gotten as many wins as I think that they're capable of getting this year. So you just look at the amount of wins and you look at the amount of points that sometimes Brookdale has been able to put up against some of these teams. It's just been phenomenal. So yeah, I mean, right now, easily this team can run the table and win out. And in the tournament, I would say they're probably, if not the team to beat going forward.
So it's Cumberland basketball outside the timeout. 78-57, Jersey Blues. 3 on the way. Watara, he connects. Though Abraham Watara from the outside.
Yeah, it's really been Altara and Clark that have been keeping Cumberland within sniffing distance of this lead with the threes from behind the arc, because anything inside the perimeter there's just been nothing there for Cumberland in this game.
Still a lot of work to do for Cumberland to get back into this game. Wright on the curl, comes up short. Gatling keeps it alive. He'll go to the line. Those are just the kind of things that Teray Gatling is able to do. He's just a beast on the offensive glass. Just provides this team with so much energy when he's in the game.
And we talked about times before, he was a new addition to this team just a few games ago. I mean, he has only played a handful of games for this team, only 9 coming in. So, and Brookdale's played 24 games this year. So that's not a huge time that he's been with this team. But yeah, you mentioned it. Every time he's on the floor, again, he's a big guy. He's a big target to get the ball to. And he's versatile in the way that he can drive to the basket. He can rebound. He can play a lot of different positions. So it makes him very marketable to be on the floor for Brookdale.
So the last foul was the 19th foul for Cumberland. As we get a look at our sideline reporter there in the background, along with Taylor Clark, who is waiting to check in, but not yet. What is this discussion about?
I don't know, bro. I'm trying to listen to it myself. I think Coach Wareham is trying to figure out who the violation was on, but was it a shooting violation or was it a foul? I don't understand what the holdup is. I guess it was a lane violation because Teray's going to shoot another basket after this. I guess it must have been a lane violation we didn't catch.
So now Clark comes in to replace Rayford. And Gatling knew he missed the free throw. It's a lane violation. So it's Cumberland ball, 6:01 on the clock.
And just to give you an idea of how well the Brookdale defense has played, Cumberland comes in here averaging just under 80 points a game. They've just barely, and it's been a struggle to get up to 60 so far. So really credit Brookdale's defense, particularly working with a 2-3 zone that Coach Chizek doesn't like very often, but it's really paid dividends for this team so far, particularly in the second half.
Philo fires, and it's rebounded by Olakani, as Philo missed it badly. 5.5 left to go. Bradshaw, and that is a travel or offensive foul? That's an offensive foul. So 17 foul against Brookdale. Bradshaw's first. So our next broadcast is going to be Tuesday when Philadelphia comes in as Watara knocks down a 3. And that trims into the Brookdale lead slightly, 79-63. Jersey Blues in command. Olakani, the floater. And it's rebounded by Wallace. Fast break the other way, and the fast break basket is scored by Clark. So the Dukes looking to go on a little bit of a run here. Still time left. Right inside, gets it to go off the glass. That is Gatling's patented pass move. As about 4 Jersey Blues are checking into the game. Dante Whipple is the new substitution, seeing his first action of the afternoon. Ringel, Little, and Harris join him. And Wright, Bradshaw among those, along with Olakani, to the Brookdale bench. Wilson watched by Whipple. Watara, another 3. This one short. Philo keeps it alive. And the Dukes get a second chance. Philo, pump fake, got Little in the air. To the other corner, Watara, no good. Rebound Little. Brookdale pushing. Harris for Whipple. Nice look inside. Ringel the bucket. On the drive was Wilson. He's fouled. '19 foul against Brookdale. And Wilson to shoot 2. 73% free throw shooter, knocks down the first one. Wilson had a very good season, averaging 16 points a game, nearly 3 steals. And he's got 2 from the line. 4 minutes left to go. Brookdale over their season average in scoring at 83. Their average is 80, right on the dot. Harris, pull-up jump. He's got it. So Sky Harris, another strong game. Of course, he was the Garden State Athletic Conference Player of the Week a few weeks back, and continuing his outstanding sophomore year. As here come the Dukes. Wilson kicks it out. Philo. Philo the drive. Philo falls down. It's called for steps.
Yeah, the wheels have really come off the wagon here for Cumberland, which is really surprising because you look at just maybe an hour ago, this game was a lot closer. It was a lot of energy from Cumberland coming out of the opening tip and just nothing there.
Hasheem Wallace went sliding right to the Brookdale bench.
And anytime you have Coach Chuzak quiet over there on the sidelines, you know that he's pretty comfortable with where his team stands.
And this was a game where, once again, his team started slowly in the first half. I mean, it just seems like the script for Brookdale games, slow starts, then they hit their first run, and once they get to that point, there's no more stopping them.
Yeah, it really that seems to be a theme that we've seen the last several games. We really didn't see it in the Union game, but over the last, I would say, probably 5 or 6 games prior to that, this has been the theme, and we're seeing it today. They don't start out all that well. Usually the teams that they have come in here with a lot of energy, maybe trying to throw Brookdale off, but they've always been able to rebound and get back to what they know and stick to their game plan.
Whipple misses at the line. Catch and shoot for Wilson, short. Tracked down by Wallace on the offensive glass. Clark was fouled on a reach-in.
I should mention that Orion Natolo is back on the floor for the first time this game.
So Brookdale over the foul limit. Clark to shoot. Foul goes on Kerry Kirkwood, his second. And he misses on the 1-and-1. Whipple the rebound. Kirkwood's pass picked off. Wilson streaking to the rim for the layup. Strong move by the freshman, and we'll get a timeout down at 2:47 left to go. And we'll take a look at the upcoming schedule for Brookdale, which we were talking about.
Now that's been a little bit changed. The game that's against Philadelphia is actually going to be on Tuesday the 14th, Valentine's Day, and the game against Ocean is actually going to be still on Thursday, and then they'll finish out the year with Middlesex. So that, but like I said, we were talking about that a few moments ago. Those are three easily winnable games. Middlesex, again, Brookdale played them earlier this year and were victorious here at home back in November, 86-69. So that's a winnable game. That's down at Middlesex, but just those next couple of games are easily winnable for Brookdale.
So timeout on the floor. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
The meditation series will strengthen your spirit with peace and balance. Intro to Zen Meditation provides a foundation of the basic principles of Zen instruction, sitting, walking, and breathing techniques allowing one's mind to rest. Allowing peace within helps develop powerful ways to invoke inner harmony and radiate peace whenever you are in need, no matter where you are. Healing Energy Meditations provides tools to help gently calm the mind to find the quiet place within. Go to brookdalecc.edu and click on Continuing Education, then Lifelong Learning.
For nearly 50 years, Brookdale graduates have been shattering expectations. They transfer to Georgetown and Columbia University. They work at NASA.
Back inside the Collins Arena, final 2:47 left to go. And Brookdale on its way to going to 18-8 on the season and 11-0 here at the Collins Arena. As Ringel gives it up, Ori Onitolo finishes inside. So Ori Onitolo getting on the score sheet for Brookdale late stages. Ringel went flying in the air, and Clark gets around him to the basket. Now, Taylor Clark's had a strong game on the Cumberland side. One of their players to average double-figure scoring. Brookdale has Kirkwood, Harris, Orianatolo, Ringel, and Whipple. Harris, the jab step. Whipple, the drive, stripped of the ball. Kirkwood's there. Kirkwood puts it up. Short, rebounded by Watara. And his behind-the-back pass goes right to Whipple, and Dante to the rim for two. 89-71. Another big offensive performance for the Jersey Blues. Ringel blocks the shot from Clark. And the Jersey Blues can think about slowing it down as Kirkwood handles. Final minute 15, Paul Chizek will use a timeout. And we are going to take a break with 1:15 left to go at the Collins Arena. We're coming back.
Need a place for your next conference, meeting, seminar, or social gathering? Choose the Warner Student Life Center located on the beautiful wooded 300-acre campus of Brookdale Community College in Monmouth County. You'll have access to 15,000 square feet of versatile event space.
And we're back. Young Lee is in the game for the Jersey Blues. So he's getting some minutes here in the final minute and change. Whipple, the floater, comes up short. Whipple gets it back. Ringel's jumper is good. Ball knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Cumberland. And Tim, you know, one thing we talk about with this Brookdale team, which we talked about earlier, is the depth. And with that, it just never seems that it's one guy who is shouldering the load for this team. Every game, it is a balanced attack for who's scoring and who's defending. As you said, it's a very well-constructed team.
Absolutely. I mean, you look at guys like Sky Harris. Obviously, he's been a point leader for a good number of the season. We've had guys like Kerry Kirkwood, Jordan Little have good games. But really, when you look at it as a whole, it's really kind of a team effort. And if one player is not having a good night, the other team member or another player is able to step up and have an even better night. And that's, I think, one of the things that makes this team so dangerous. There's really not one go-to guy. We talk about Sky Harris a lot. Like I said, we talked about the Kirkwood brothers. We talked about Jordan Little. We talked about all these players. But really, when the ball drops, it could be any one of them on the roster within the rotation that's able to have a good game.
So Harris at the line. And there you take a look at just some of the depth that they have.
Just chilling there, yeah. And when Coach Chuzak's sitting down, you know you're in good shape.
1 out of 2 from the line. Down inside the final 40 seconds. As Cumberland is going to drop their second consecutive. Philo hits from 3. And a timeout taken. We've gotten a lot of stoppages here with this game well in hand. Brookdale is in command with a 16-point lead. We'll keep it here at this timeout.
I think this is more of just a consolation timeout for Coach Wareham and his team to try to just understand, listen, we're going to go out with a loss, but, you know, let's not lose sight of the season. You know, Cumberland's still not really out of this. You know, they can still have a shot at the region. Again, they're not going to have as good of a seeding position as Brookdale is coming into the tournament, but you know, Cumberland, you know, they have a good team. The thing that has been a struggle for Cumberland in this game has been 2 things. The energy that's really fallen off since the first half, and rebounding. Brookdale has had so many offensive rebounds in this game, and Cumberland just really has never really had an answer for that. So it's really been a tough game for this squad.
And again, Brookdale overcoming a difficult start to this game and turning in another terrific performance here at home, where they have not lost since February 13th last year, when they were beaten by Mercer Community by 11. This game 2 of a 4-game homestand, so Brookdale potentially.
Whoa.
Where was that pass heading from Ringel?
I don't know.
Brookdale potentially can go 13-0 at home if they finish the remaining games with victories. Whipple to shoot for the Jersey Blues. And yeah, we've talked a lot about the players in this game, but I think you also have to talk about the coaching staff led by Paul Chizek. In his 25th season, I mean, that's remarkable to keep this program as such a strong one for all those years with the amount of times the roster turns over.
And I think it's one of the more challenging teams to coach as a whole because of the fact that the roster changes so frequently. Every year you have a bunch of new players that come in, some players drop out. You know, there's constantly switching going on, so it really trains your brain as a coach. It really tries it in a sense because you're constantly working with new players who then, as the team is concerned, are working with each other for the first time. So you have to all be ready for that and be able to adjust to that. And I think you said it, Brian. I think that's one of the reasons why Coach Chuzak's teams have always been so good. There have been good seasons and there have been bad seasons, but as a whole, they've always had pretty good teams. And I think you have to credit not only the team, but also the coaching staff.
And this was a terrific recruiting job for the freshmen that they have on the roster this year with Olakani and Bradshaw and others, as the tip-in is good, plus the foul.
Brookdale only 4 points away from getting to the 100-point mark, which they've only done, I believe, one other time this year, which was back when they played Bergen on November 8th, but they've come close in the past. They came close against University of Connecticut at Avery Point, where they won 97-57. So Atlantic Cape, they won 94-67. So it's very impressive to put up that amount of points.
So Harris will dribble out the clock as the final seconds run off, and it's a Jersey Blue victory as they remain perfect at the Collins Arena, and they knock off Cumberland to finish off a season sweep of the Dukes. The final score this afternoon, Brookdale 96 and Cumberland 78. So another terrific performance top to bottom, with the depth of this team being on display. And so now it's about looking forward in the final 3 games and then into the tournament. If there's one thing that you need to see from this team improve on, what would that be?
Well, I think it's pretty obvious, in fact, that they just need to start the games better. They've made it a little bit of a risky couple of games where they haven't started all that well, but that's something that really I think has been kind of their mojo in this season so far, where they just have not characteristically started the games that well. That would really be the only thing that I would look to see. And of course, the amount of fouls, even though Brookdale had tremendous lead in this game, they still committed quite a bit of fouls. That's really something that really needs to be cleaned up, particularly late in the game where you have a close game where there's maybe separated by a couple points. You can't have that many fouls because that can come back to bite you. So just overall, I feel that this team, I think, needs to start the games a little bit better. But really, I think there's a lot of positives to take away, not just from this game, but the last several games for this team. The way that they've been working together, the way they've been shooting the ball, and we talked about it many times, which probably sound like a broken record. The players have all stepped up at different times. It hasn't been one particular player. It's been the entire team that's done a really nice job this season.
So Brookdale extends the winning streak to 5 in a row as they win it by 18 points this afternoon. That's it for us. For Tim Catalfamo, I'm Brian Goudsward. Thanks to our entire crew. And now we go down to Nico Vocatoro, standing by with Jordan Little and Kerry Kirkwood.
I'm joined with sophomores Kerry Kirkwood and Jordan Little after an 18-point victory against Cumberland. So, Kerry, today your brother Keyshawn was obviously out today, so they had you in nearly the entire game. How were you able to play throughout the whole game and having such a successful day with 8 assists in the first half?
Well, just conserving energy and, swinging the ball and make sure everybody on the team gets involved.
Okay, so now, Jordan, you're averaging a double-double right now in the season. How have you been able to be so successful this year?
Just working hard every possession, trying to go for every rebound, going up strong, encouraging my teammates and just being a leader on the floor.
Yeah, you had 12 and 8 today, so with the playoffs coming up, how are you guys going to prepare for that?
Well, sticking together and just playing defense and playing every team like it's a championship game.
Yeah, just working hard in practice, just being a leader and, just running hard.
Yeah, so today the Hall of Fame inductees were obviously inducted following the women's game. Do you think that affected you guys? Did that give you some extra motivation today?
Well, we just wanted to get the win. Every day we want to get the win, each team and every team.
Do you think having a Hall of Famer like Pete Pizzo, who actually played for the Cleveland Indians, do you think that maybe someday you two will join him in the Brookdale Hall of Fame?
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah?
Hopefully.
Possibly, it's motivation.
Of course. All right, thanks, guys. Enjoy the win.